Okay friends, today we're putting everything together for our final portraits. In the last video we created our abstract heads. By now we should be familiar with how to create the body with all the torsos and hands and legs and feet that we have. I got lucky and found this torso with a guitar, which I'm going to use to create a portrait inspired by a friend of mine who's a very talented musician. So I'm just going to keep experimenting as we have all the way to this point, seeing what looks better when I overlap it on the top, or what looks better when I fit it underneath the other cutout shapes. My friend is so good at playing the guitar that he sounds like he uses more than 10 fingers. I'm going to give him a couple of extra arms, and I'm even going to include a lonely hand with a trumpet over here. Now I'm going to create a self-portrait with one of the abstract heads I made on the previous video. I really enjoyed sports growing up, so I want to see how many of the sports cutouts that I've collected I can use for my self-portrait. I collected so many legs that some of them match almost perfectly, like these baseball legs. But they don't have to match. Sometimes it looks even better when they don't match. Like this thick football leg together with this thinner leg. Or if you want to make them match, you can cut them. I found these swimming trunks and I trimmed the sides so that they would match with the waist of this boxer. I'll fit this leg underneath. Here's the sneaker. I couldn't find any running sneakers, but that's okay. Maybe it can be holding a football here, and I like the multiple arm idea because it seems like a super athlete. There, I'll put the other football leg on this side, a tennis racket, and maybe multiple legs because I definitely like to run. This represents more of the athlete that I always wanted to be rather than the average athlete that I actually was. But hey, that's the beauty of collage. You could turn yourself into anything. I'm going to base my last collage inspired by my sister. She had this coat that she loved and wore all the time. So I found this coat and I'm just going to create a collage based around the coat and see how it goes. This is going to be less of an abstract collage. The head is still pretty abstract, but for the body I'm just gonna keep it with a normal 2 legs and 2 arms. Maybe I'll send it to my sister and tell her that this was inspired by that coat she loved so much. Don't forget, it's super important that you keep experimenting with all your pieces. Overlap some on top and place some underneath and see what looks better. Keep experimenting and taking photographs, and don't glue anything down until you are satisfied. Here are some variations of my coat portrait and some variations of my self-portrait and one version of each of my portraits. Have a lot of fun and I can't wait to see what you come up with.